Okay, let's go after the header now, and of course the contents that the header contains. Now, specifically, I'm interested in the logo because my goal here is to have the logo's size scale automatically as the screen width scales. So depending on the device that's being used, I want the logo's dimensions to automatically adjust. Okay? As you may have discovered already, the width of the logo is static or fixed. If I try viewing my layout on a different device, you can see that the logo's dimensions don't change at all, okay? Or maybe you want to see this inside the full regular old browser. Give me a second here. I'm just going to refresh for good measure. As I start scaling down the width of my regular old browser, let's call it, as you can see here, the width of the logo, the height of the logo remains fixed or static. Okay, and I know you're probably looking at the rest of the layout here. It's a bit of a mess at this point, but try to draw your attention to the logo. So we want to have this logo automatically adjust itself. And this is another aspect which we discussed earlier of responsive design, having things scale and adjust automatically for us. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to head back to ScreenFly here, okay? This is what we're looking at here. I'm going to go after the overall header itself, again, taking this outermost approach first, back into my coding application, and I'm going to go and find the header inside the medium resolution media query, okay? And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw in some padding. So I'm going to go padding, full colon space, and I'm going to say top 5 pixels. I'm going to use my shorthand here. So top is going to be 5 pixels. The right is going to be 10 pixels. Another 10 pixels for the bottom and 10 pixels for the left, just like so, okay? Go ahead and save up your work, and if you want, you can go and see how things are looking here either inside your regular old browser or inside ScreenFly. No massive change here, just some spacing adjustments here. At this stage of the game, I really want to stress and remind you of something. The result that we're getting inside ScreenFly or on your device or inside your regular old browser is a combination of what you and I are doing here inside header for the medium resolution media query, and also what's happening up top on the original header. So back inside ScreenFly, we were getting a height of 60 pixels because this height value or this height property was cascading down to the medium resolution media query. In fact, we added that into our note above here, cascading down to the medium and the low-res displays, and we saw some examples of this earlier on. What you and I just did is we interrupted or we overrode the original header's padding with some new padding settings. Okay, and I'm just pointing this out, again, to make sure that we're all at the same point. We're all on the same page. Okay, now, the logo itself, here's what I want to do. I said I wanted him to scale, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for the logo ID selector. He's controlling the div that the logo sits inside, and I'm going to set his width to 25% like so, okay? Now, that gets half the job done. The second half of the job for getting the logo to scale is going to require that you and I go and create a new rule, a compound rule, as a matter of fact. So follow me along here. I just hit enter there to create a new line of code here inside my external style sheet. I'm going to type in hash mark or number sign logo space image. So if a graphic or an image appears inside the div that is under the control of the ID selector called logo, which there is an image, the logo graphic itself, what do we want to do to this guy? Well, I want to set his width to 100%. Now, this might not make a whole lot of sense, but this will actually give us a scaling logo, a scaling graphic. Let me show you this. So let's save up our work. Head back to the browser and refresh, if you would, tapping your F key or hitting the refresh icon inside ScreenFly. There's our logo sitting happily over on the left-hand side. Now, if I go and change my device, you'll notice that the size, the width and height of my logo do indeed adjust and scale depending on the device that I'm selecting here inside ScreenFly. Or once again, I can head back to my regular old browser, refresh, and do the good old browser window scale here. And you can see this logo resizing or this logo scaling happening for us inside of our header. Great, good stuff. Now, of course, there's a lot more that I want to do here. For instance, there was another aspect of my goal, which was to get the logo to automatically vertically center inside the header. That's something else that I want to do. So what I'll do here is I'll put on the brakes. I'll give you a moment to catch your breath and perhaps get your code to the same point that my code is at. And then what we'll do in the next exercise is I'll show you how we can go about vertically centering this guy.